Alright guys, what's happening? So, I had a little conversation with a friend of mine online saying that you shouldn't be condescending, and you shouldn't put people down in your videos, and you shouldn't get all aggravated. So, even though I had very true facts and valid points, he's right. Okay? So what I'll say is this. And we went through this so much already. It's like beating a fucking dead horse. But here's the deal. The deal is that here on Earth, there's two systems. The system that we're all trying to be free from, and the system that enslaves us. Two sides. Democrat, Republican, left, right. Duality, male, female. If you look at planet Earth has two fucking systems. That's it. Especially in America. And they're trying to make it one whole slavery-bound system. So what Hannah's done is Hannah's taking initiative. And she's using their system and their corrupt laws, because it's a fiction, false system, to get out of their system, because their system has a shitload of loopholes. So she was smart enough to figure it out. Same with Dean Clifford, Santos Bonacci, Roger Mays, and all these other guys figured out their system and was able to exit their system. Now I did the same thing, except I dug a bit further. I realized that when I put my license plate, not for sale, not for hire, on my truck, that didn't work. The cops didn't really care about that. Neither did the judge. Neither did any fucking buddy. I don't give a shit what your paper said. Okay? So I'm doing my paper. Oh, Randy Stroud's another one. I'm sure you guys know that guy too. We all been there. So I had to go a little bit further. And I said, okay, something's wrong here. What's wrong? So it was the fictitious conveyance of grammar being used is how they get you. What does that mean? That means the grammar you use to rescind your license and registration and do the notaries and all of these things is written in a language called adverb-verb. It's called Babel. Okay? So if you're speaking Babel, it doesn't matter what you say, you're not saying anything. And I know that sounds weird, but this is why no problem can be solved at the level of consciousness that it was created. So if you're using the system to try to get out of the system, you're using fiction to try to get out of fiction, you're creating more fiction. And it sounds nuts. It sounds crazy. So how do you come out of fact? Or excuse me, how do you come out of fiction and into fact? Okay, we all say we're claiming our life back, we're rescinding the name, we're doing this. I get it. I love it. I would do it again and again and again if it worked for me. Didn't work for me. So now we gotta ask, how do you do it? What's the key here? The key is to use proper grammar. The court is not the building. The court is what is on the paper. %99 of us, however, are not going to spend the time to learn quantum syntax grammar. We're just not, because we're lazy and our brain doesn't work right. So the points that I'm trying to make is that unless we know how to use our brain, unless you know where your thoughts and emotions come from, are you going to be able to govern yourself? So right now you think everybody wants freedom. You can't have freedom, because you can't even control your own thoughts and emotions. Why would you be allowed your own freedom? You can't. Thoughts play in your head all day, and you don't put them there. That means something else from outside of you is putting thoughts in your head. So how do you take control and silence the mind and have it be completely, utterly still? How? Nikola Tesla found out. Einstein found out. Yogis found out. Gandhi found out. Many people found out how to do this. Many people found out how to transfer to the left side of their brain. Excuse me, to the right side of their brain. From the left side. So, I'm just really tired. I did a 2-hour show today too. Oh. So go to the ovlvx.com. ovlvx.com. That's going to show you how to start taking control over your life. You want true freedom? If you want real freedom, go to that website. It's like $12 a month. But money is how we got to make this world go round. And if you really are seeking, talk to the admins. Maybe we'll be able to get you a free account. Just get your ass in there. Get in there. So, legally speaking, back to the earthly stuff. You want to take control of your reality. How do you do it? You got to go above the consciousness that the system you're fighting against was created. So if you're writing an adverb verb, even if you got the documents that are sent back to you saying that you're free, it's still coming from the fiction system. The fiction people who made that system are the ones who are still giving us the paperwork. So how can I trust that's legit? How can I trust that's fact? If I walk into a raper's prison, I can't trust that I'll leave my little daughter alone just because one guy says, oh no, I won't touch her. Right? So just because I send my notarized paperwork to them and they sign it, send it back, how do I know it's still lawful? Because Dean Clifford's in jail, or went to jail. Santos was in jail, and I've had Santos on my show. I've talked to Dean Clifford plenty of times. He was on the show once. I've talked to David Wynn Miller and Monty a very, very few times. So, there's a different level of consciousness to be had here, and we're all getting there. We're waking up to it. It's evolving, it's moving. I see it, it's growing. I love it. But you can't stop. You gotta keep going. So, you get no taxes, you become a free woman, you do this stuff. Great. I get it. Love it. Then you get pulled over by a cop. Now, in one of the videos, she mentions that you don't go to court. Okay. I agree. Never should you go to court on purpose. Ever. But there's also something called summoning. This goes back to the esoteric days. And if you know how magic works, you'll know how this works. So when I invoke a demon or an angel or anything, it's just energy. So there's no good or bad. There's just energy. That's it. So if I invoke a demon and I'm in my little scrying mirror and I invoke a demon, the demon, first thing that's going to happen is it's going to test my energy. You brought me here, now I'm going to test your energy. If I'm stronger than you, I own your life and I'll wreak havoc on your life. But if you're stronger than me and you've done your work, your knowledge, and you have true power, then I'll do anything that you say, whatever you want, master. So, it's the same with court. You get a summons in court. What happens when you show up to court? We're all a bunch of scared little bitches. And we say, Mr. Judge, please have mercy on me. I beg of you, the court, I throw myself. Fuck off. You fear-based pieces of shit. It's fucking disgusting and gross. And you should be ashamed of yourself. It's pathetic. All you pathetic, whining ass people that literally say, oh, but if she gets pulled over with some weed and a gun in her car and watch what happens. Ooh, shut the fuck up. You're a little bitch. You're just a little bitch. The reality is she should have a fucking gun in her car, weed, a fucking grenade, and she could go pick her child up from daycare and go home and be absolutely okay because she did not commit a crime. No one was hurt, no one was injured, and no crime was committed. So all this fear-based way of thinking is how you're programmed. That's why this type of system is made. Because there's two sides. There's sides who have balls, like Hannah, and sides who are bitches, like that douchebag who commented on her page. So you either grow some balls and get out of fear and shut the fuck up and drive to become a free person, or don't do anything and stay in your peaceful little suburb lives, paying your taxes, paying your registration, and fucking die. Because that's all your life is worth. You're gonna work, you're gonna eat, you're gonna sleep, you're gonna fuck, you're gonna chase pleasure, you're gonna run from pain, and then at some point in your life, you're gonna retire, you're gonna chase more pleasure called traveling, and then you're gonna fucking die. That's the whole of existence, right? That's the purpose of God's creation, right? If that's the purpose of creation, and this is all we have to do is go to school, eat, sleep, make money, make babies, make companies, grow large, buy houses, buy cars, and that's it. When I get to heaven, I'm kicking God in his fucking nuts because this is stupid. This is fucking ridiculous. And I can tell you, there's a way to know. There's a way to know the purpose of creation. And this goes far deeper than what your minds can comprehend, but I'll throw it out there and maybe it'll stick to a seed or two. The breath. The breath is all you need. If you start looking up people, Yogi Raj, Sadhguru, looking up Kriyas, people are starting to trend slowly into yoga in their little chop shop yoga classes. That's great. Doesn't mean shit. But it's a step in the door. Everything has its purpose. I get it. Everything balances itself out, and Earth has its way of nature, cause and effect. I get it. The reality is if you don't act to create your own reality, you're going to live the reality of other people. So Hannah took a fucking giant leap, and she took her own reality in her own hands. She should be commended and praised for it. I love that girl. If she's watching, love you. So grab your reality by the fucking balls, quit being a little bitch, and do something about your life. Because you are every thought that you have ever thought. You are the accumulation of every thought you've ever thunk. And if you're not where you want to be, it's nobody's fault but your own. So make the reality that you want. I'm not paying taxes. I'm not paying the fucking government. I'm out of war. F you. Okay? Now, that's going to create cause and effect. Understand that. And be strong enough to accept the damages that come when it happens. Learn from it, grow from it, and then create a new system. That's how people make change, is by creating the new system. So that's what I want to say. Try to remember anything else Hannah said in the video. Oh, so Hannah, about the language. So the language that we used to go get your papers and come back, the language is called adverb-verb. It's a fictitious language. We have to come out of the fiction system and into the fact system in order to create real change. Because dead men tell no tales. So if you're coming out of the fiction name, and yes, you're observing the fact that you're now the living body, the soul, but you haven't claimed a right to it. You haven't filed the claim of live life, and there's many things that go along with this. And they know this. That's the key. They know this. So if they know you're trying to take back your rights, and they know that how this system works, they know they're going to get you on copyright infringement for using their own system against them, which you are not approved for. So, I want more. Hun, I want more videos. I want more digging. I want more people to do this. I've been there. I've done it. I want more people to do it because it's going to wake the system up. In order to wake the people up, you need to shake some fucking trees sometime to get some good fruit. So let's wake the people up. Keep going. Don't stop. Please don't stop going. Please don't stop. Keep digging. Keep striving for more knowledge. And I'm telling you, there's a place that you can get all the knowledge on the earth. They don't want you to fucking know this, but you have a pineal gland. Santos Bonacci talks about this to an extent. He just doesn't know how to get it. Okay? He knows about it, but he doesn't know how to work the energy to open all of the chakras to connect the Ida and the Pingala to ignite the pineal gland. When you do that, boom, you're Neo, and you've tapped into the source, and you can now create your own reality everywhere that you want. So, that's all I got to say about that, guys. Peace and love.